Tonight on News Prime, House of Representative Committee faults government authorities over 2025 budgets. On the business news, Central Bank of Nigeria unveils digital innovations for Naira payment solution. The authority in Tanzania denies new outbreak of Marburg after. On the sport, Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya says club can win EPL title. Hello and welcome to News Prime live on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Adekan Michael. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, free to air, and Nicomsat and Star Times channel 276. Tonight we begin from the National Assembly as the House of Representative Committee on Environment has decried what it called the failure of relevant government authorities to fund the Environmental Health Council of Nigeria in a bid to curtail disease outbreaks in the country. The committee made this statement while hosting officials of the agency who appeared at the National Assembly complex to defend its 2025 budget estimates. The committee, chaired by a member representing Burutu Federal Constituency, Delta State, Mr. Julius Pondi, expressed displeasure that the agency is being starved of the necessary funding contrary to the provisions of the law. Our Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has revoked the land allocations of 568 individuals in Maitama 2, Abuja, for failing to settle their certificate of occupancy bills. Wike's media head, Larry Olayinka, said prominent figures affected by these actions include Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma, Bayelsa State Governor, Senate Leader Opayemi Bamidele, and Abike Dabiri Erewa, chairperson of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. And our Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has called on residents to support security agencies in protecting lives and properties. Governor Uzodinma said this during the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day in Owerri, applauding the steadfast efforts of the armed forces in maintaining peace, safeguarding lives and property, and ensuring the nation's security against internal and external threats. Shauna J. now has a report.
The Armed Forces Remembrance Day is observed on January 15th to commemorate servicemen as well as honor the fallen heroes. In Imo State, the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day was marked with laying of the wreath by the special guest of honor, the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, in Owerri. Speaking during the event, Governor Uzodinma expressed appreciation to security agencies for maintaining a peaceful atmosphere throughout the Christmas and New Year celebrations.
Imo people owe the security agencies immense gratitude for helping us to battle insecurity in the state. Some have died in the cause of maintaining peace in the state. We shall continue to honor the memories of such heroes. While I commend the hierarchy of the security forces and the men and women who risk their lives for our security,
the governor also called on residents of Imo State to collaborate with security operatives in order to enhance their efforts in protecting lives and property across the state.
I want us to focus on the significance of their sacrifice, laying down their lives for others, for the peace and continued existence of our dear country, Nigeria, as one entity. This sacrifice is the highest form of patriotism, for which we can never repay them enough.
The event brought together prominent leaders, veterans, and serving members of the armed forces to honor the sacrifices of Nigerians' fallen heroes. Governor Uzodinma's message underscores the critical role of security agencies in nation building, urging citizens to foster partnership with them to achieve lasting peace and stability. Shauna J. reporting for Global TV News.
Still coming from Imo State, where Governor Hope Uzodinma has marked the first anniversary of his second term in office with a special Thanksgiving Mass at the Maria Zomta Cathedral in Owerri, the state capital. The Holy Mass was officiated by Archbishop of Owerri, Classical Province, His Grace Most Reverend Dr. Lucius Iwojiru, and attended by top government officials, dignitaries, and residents. Queen Agaba has the rest of the details.
On November 11, 2024, Governor Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressives Congress was re-elected for a second term with an overwhelming victory as he secured wins in all 27 local government areas of the state. To mark the first anniversary of his second term, the governor, alongside key stakeholders, dignitaries and residents, gathered at the Maria Assumpta Cathedral in Owerri in order to reflect on the journey so far. In his homily, the officiating Archbishop Lucius Ugoji urged Christians to always seek God in everything they do.
It is my duty as the Metropolitan Archbishop of Owerri and the spiritual father of Catholics in Imo and Abia states to draw your attention to the sacredness of the solemn oath of office you took before God and the public.
In his remarks, the governor, Hope Uzodinma, thanked the people of Imo State for their unwavering support and trust. He pledged to sustain efforts in improving the state's infrastructure, security, and economy.
So as I speak, even the blind in the way of 2020 and the blind in the way of 2025, you can feel the difference. So I want to join with my grandparents in praying for our family heroes and join all of us in condoning the widows and widowers left behind.
Highlighting his administration's achievements in the past year, the governor pointed to landmark infrastructural projects and initiatives aimed at enhancing the welfare of residents. He also unveiled plans for the second year of his term, emphasizing economic growth, improved security, and educational reforms.
Those of us who are here to move from our secretary to go to our local was a journey of almost 2.5 hours. To move from our secretary to those of people was a journey of almost 3 hours and a half. I was talking of venturing to those places over a place. The Greek law that I got far and back was unbelievable.
Governor Uzodinma's first year in his second term has been characterized by remarkable strides in developmental projects as well as governance. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reports.
And our Osun State Governor Demola Adeleke has imposed a fresh curfew on the warring communities of Ilobu and Ifon following the renewed communal clashes between the towns. Providing more details, the Secretary of the Union's Board of Trustees, Jide Akinjoye, said the latest attacks began in the early hours of Tuesday. He noted that gunshots were reported in Odojo and Golden Gate areas of Ifon, leading to displacement as residents fled their homes in fear. However, the Otun Jagun of Ilobu Chief Goke Gonsola denied allegations, accusing Ifon gunmen of initiating the attacks on Ilobu. The Rivers State government has confirmed 5 cases of cholera, 9 associated deaths in the outbreak that has affected 2 local government areas of the state. Affected local government areas are Akoko Toru and Adoni. According to the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adeze Ore, the confirmed cases were recorded in Akoko Toru, while the 9 associated fatalities were reported across the both Akoko Toru and Adoni local government areas. Our President Tinubu has extended heartfelt congratulations to 6 accomplished Nigerian scientists and engineers who have been named among the 400 recipients of the prestigious Presidential Early Career Award for Scientists and Engineers in the United States. In a statement released by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, President Tinubu praised the honorees for the remarkable achievement and for elevating Nigeria's global reputation. The award, established in 1996 by former U.S. President Bill Clinton, is the highest honor granted by the U.S. government to outstanding scientists and engineers in the early stages of their careers, and this year's recipient, announced by President Joe Biden, were selected from 14 U.S. government agencies for the groundbreaking contributions to science, technology, and engineering. Our President of United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed, has accepted an invitation from President Tinubu to visit Nigeria in 2025. President Tinubu, who arrived at the United Arab Emirates, a guest, participated in the Sustainability Week, urged its counterpart to collaborate with Nigeria to strengthen its economy. This was disclosed in a State House release by Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, stating that President Tinubu extended the invitation to Al Nahyan during the bilateral talks at the Emirate Palace in Abu Dhabi. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Oyo State Command, arrested 546 suspects for alleged involvement in illicit drug activities between January and December 2024. The NDLEA commander, Mr. Olainkajo Fadili, shared the updates during a press briefing on Thursday in Ibadan, the state's capital, highlighting the command's achievement over the past year. The commander noted that the arrests stemmed from the possession and the trafficking of narcotics, including cannabis, sativa, tramadol, cocaine, pentachlorine injections, and cannabis-less kegs. And about the security matters, troops of Defense Headquarters Special Operations Brigade have neutralized 6 terrorists during a coordinated operations against Lakrowa terrorists in the Godo local government area of Sokoto State. According to step-aside and made available to newsmen by the Coordinator Joint Media Coordination Center Operation Firesan, Lieutenant Colonel Babakir Abdullahi, the operation led to an intense firefight where 5 soldiers lost their lives. Meanwhile, Defense Headquarters has revealed that the recent spike in terrorist activities across the northeast and northwest regions of Nigeria is due to the influx of foreign fighters serving as a reinforcement for a terrorist. Speaking during the first military briefing of the year, which also served as a farewell address by the outgoing Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Buba Edward, the military attributed the resurgence to fighters from the Sahelian region working in collaboration with local accomplices. Despite these challenges, he assured Nigerians of military's unwavering commitment to eradicating terrorism, adding that the military, apart from destroying their will to fight, was also applying international pressure. The House of Representatives is considering a bill seeking to alter the 1999 Constitution to provide for the determination of all appeals arising from election petition tribunals prior to the swearing-in of the President-elect, Vice President-elect, Governors-elect, and Deputy Governor-elect, among others. The bill, sponsored by the member representing Dazaru, Ganjewa Federal Constituency, Bauchi State, Masu Osoro, had introduced on the Green Chamber floor in October 2024, may be listed for debate in the first quarter of 2025. Now, the proposed legislation seeks to alter Section 285 of the Constitution with the insertion of subsection 1 to read all appeals arising from the presidential, governorship, national and state assembly election petition tribunals shall be determined by the appellate courts prior to the swearing-in of candidates returned as winners by Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. President Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to implementing a climate-smart agricultural practices to bolster food security and reduce environmental impact. He said this in his address at the ongoing Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week held in the capital city of United Arab Emirates, noting that such initiative aligns with Nigeria's responsibility to lead a just energy transition and sustainable development in Africa. The Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, too, has criticized the handling of the economy by President Bola Tinubu's administration, asserting that things are not being done correctly. Sanusi, spoke in Lagos at the 21st Memorial Lecture of Chief Gani Fahimi, organized by the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch, posited that the government lacked persons of pedigree to articulate its policies for Nigerians to understand. He, however, said, unlike in the past when he offered economic advice to the federal government, he would not do the same for the Tinubu's administration because the government had not acted like a friend to him. And now, in a related development, the federal government has hit back at the Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi too, saying that the ex-team monarch's help is not needed to validate the reforms of President Bola Tinubu. Information Minister Mohammed Idris in a statement expressed disappointment that Sanusi, who once held the removal of petrol subsidy and the unification of forex rate, now subtly condemned the policies because of shift in loyalty. You're watching the live broadcast of News Prime on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital when News Prime returns. Tanzania denies new outbreak of the Margaret World Health Organization's alert. We shall bring you those details as well as business, sports, and foreign stories after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks and everyone for staying with us and now to business news. Tonight, the Central Bank of Nigeria has unveiled two digital innovations, the document flow system and the Ministry's Department and Agency's Naira payment solution. The unveiling was at an event held at the headquarters in Abuja. This is contained in the statement describing the project as part of the Digital First Transformation Initiative launched by the Apex Bank Governor Laimi Kadoso in December 2023. Kadoso in his remarks stressed the significance of the doc flow system in overhauling document management processes within the bank. The federal government has taken significant steps towards enhancing agricultural interventions by developing a comprehensive farmers registrar through the partnership between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and the National Identity Management Commission. This initiative aims to establish a verifiable database of genuine farmers across Nigeria. In a statement, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, explained that the first phase of the project will register 2 million farmers within the next 3 months. Also, the federal government has proposed a 30 to 60% of increase in telecom tariffs to sustain the critical telecommunications sector while ensuring affordability for Nigerians. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, during an interview stated that recommendations from the independent consultants, including the KPMG, had been received, rejecting the demands by operators for a 100% hike. Dr. Tijani explained that the government was considering a more moderate increase to strike a balance between affordability for consumers and sustainability and continued growth of the sector. Asian market extended a global rally after below forecast U.S. inflation provided a much needed shot of relief for investors and revived hopes of the interest rate cut this year. A strong earnings from the Wall Street banking titans and a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas added to the optimistic mood on the trading floors. However, there remains a certain amount of cautions ahead of Donald Trump's returning to the White House next week, having promised to ramp up tariffs on imports. Well, I'll move to the foreign scene. Tonight, the Tanzanian government has now reported by the World Health Organization of a suspected new outbreak of a deadly virus in the northwestern Kagera region, insisting that all tested samples return negative results. The World Health Organization addressed an alert stating that 9 suspected cases had been reported in Kagera over the past 5 days, with 8 fatalities. And however, Tanzanian Health Minister Jenista dismissed the claim, assuring both the public and international health bodies that no new outbreak had been detected in the country. Germany's Lufthansa airline group will resume flights to Tel Aviv next month. The announcement is coming a day after Israel and Hamas announced a Gaza ceasefire and all-stage prisoner exchange agreements. The company in a statement said that flights to and from the Tel Aviv will resume from February 1st, adding that the suspensions of flight to Tehran will remain in place until at least February 14 and 28, respectively. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer arrived at Kyiv on an unannounced visit to sign a 100-year accord and show up support for Ukraine before Donald Trump's return to the White House. A report said Lord Blast and air raid sirens rang, however, the Kyiv hours after the Starmer's arrival, as the air defense systems in the central Kyiv repelled a Russian drone attack. It is Starmer's first official visit since taking office last July and comes as Ukrainian President Zelensky holds a flurry of meetings with his country allies before Trump's return next week. Indian Bollywood star Saif Ali Khan underwent surgery after he was repeatedly stabbed in an apparent burglary at his home in Mumbai. His public relations team said there was an attempted Bulgari had the Malham's residents urging fans to be patient. 54-year-old Ken, who had appeared in more than 70 movies and television series, is married to top star Kareena Kapoor, who told local media that Sarif had an injury on his arm for which he is in the hospital. And our after news of ceasefire agreement sparked mass rejoicing in Gaza. Residents woke up to columns of smoke, rubble, and more death following new Israeli airstrikes. A latest strikes came after Gaza and the United States announced a fragile ceasefire deal that should take effect on Sunday. And Mahmoud Bazal, spokesman for Gaza Civil Defense Agency, said that at least 73 people had been killed in Israeli airstrikes since the announcement on Wednesday. And moving over to sport news, Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya believes his title-chasing side can catch Liverpool after closing the gap on the Premier League leaders. Mikel Arteta's second-place side moved within the 4 points of Liverpool thanks to their staring fight back Wednesday 2-1 win against the arch-rivals Tottenham. In the world of tennis, British number one Katia hopes of making a deep run at the major for the first time were ended by Russia's Veronika had the Australian Open. The Bolter seeded 22nd lost 7-6, 2-6, 6-2 in the second round to the former world number 9 at the Marines Park. Now making the 15th Grand Slam appearance of her career, 28-year-old Bolter has never gone past the third round. Tennessee said the doctor advised him not to play before his Nick Australia Open men's doubles return was cut short by injury. The 22 champions nicknamed Special Case were 7-5, 3-2 down in the first round against the fellow Australians James and Alex Cohn-Volke, where they retired. He said that he cannot see himself playing singles again at the park after he was knocked out in the first round by the British Jacob Findlay. As we wrap up the news prime, let's take a look at our top stories. We told you earlier that the House of Representatives Committee on Environment has decried what it called the failure of relevant government authorities to fund the Environmental Health Council of Nigeria in a bid to curtail disease outbreaks in the country. And in business, we told you the Central Bank of Nigeria has unveiled two digital innovations, the document flow system and the Ministry's Department and Agency's Naira payment solution. And the first the Tanzanian government has now reported by the World Health Organization of a suspected new outbreak of a deadly virus in the northwestern Kagera. At the sports, Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya believes his title-chasing side can catch Liverpool after closing the gap on the Premier League leaders. That's a package of News Prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital. A reminder, we are on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to add Nikam Sat. You can follow us on social media platform at Global TV NG. On behalf of the entire production team, we say thank you for joining us on News Prime. My name is Adikan Michael. See you again.